Well, hey everybody, back here on the channel that I'm dedicating to any of my grandchildren that I may have in the future. Just have one right now. He's kind of small, but I don't know if they'll ever get to know me. So that's what these are. In case the Lord, that's not the Lord's will for me to get to know my grandchildren. That's what these are for. So the lesson today: be a good teammate. That's the lesson today. Now, it's not just about sports. But this morning I was sitting in there watching some baseball films, and I started thinking about my grandchildren. It might be, if I get to see them grow up and maybe play t-ball. You know, I start out, playing t-ball where some of the outfielders eat more dandelions than catch fly balls. That kind of ball. I was thinking about that and what I would tell my grandchildren. And what I would tell my grandchildren is, you can win 15-1, still lose the game. You can lose 15-1 or 1-15, still win the game. And I know that sounds maybe a little strange to some of you, but if you've played athletics long enough, you know sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is it doesn't always feel the best just because you won. How did you win? I would hope that my grandchildren would be the kind, and this is what I would encourage them to do. I would hope that they would be the kind that if a teammate dropped their bat and they're scurry to hit, that they would be the ones to pick it up and hand it to them. That they would be the one to grab the glove off the bench and hand it to their teammate as they're going out to the field. I hope that my grandchildren would be the one that noticed the kid at the end of the bench that didn't get to play, or maybe he did and he struck out, or whatever. I would hope that my grandchildren would notice that. And no matter what else was going on in the game, they'd go down there and sit by that child. I don't know how this stuff happens, but as I sat right there a few feet behind where I'm at now, inside that door, I pictured that the best I could. Me sitting in the stands, Grandma Julie beside me, looking into a little dugout of some kids, all baseball pants and, dirt and gloves. And I pictured my grandchild doing some of those things. And then looking outside the dugout, making eye contact with old Pops. And I just pointed and winked at him, gave him one of these. Because one thing that old Pops has learned in life is, those scoreboards are going to come and go. Do we need them? Am I a let's not keep score kind of guy? No, we need you. You need to figure out that life's going to keep score. That's okay. But you also need to figure out that the scoreboard doesn't mean everything. It's okay to keep score. You should. Because that teaches us. We have the option of deciding just how important that scoreboard is in our lives. And it doesn't have to be sports. Maybe you're stepping onto the podium with a bunch of kids to sing in a Christmas play, Christmas program. And the child in front of you steps up and loses their footing and drops their papers. I want my grandchild to be the one to go out of their way to pick up their papers and hand them to their friend. They'll get that from Pops for sure. That's who I want them to be. Now, that's not always easy. And as you know, if you follow this, I'm a Christian man, and that's the perspective I'm going to look at the entire world. And I remember Paul telling, I think it was the Romans, the church in Rome, you need to do things as if you're doing them for the Lord. You need to work as if you're working for the Lord, not for men. It's easy to get caught up in, I don't want to do that because they wouldn't do it for me. Well, you're keeping score. They wouldn't do that for me. Why would I do that for them? You're keeping score. Score's okay. Do you want to live by the scoreboard? I don't. I don't. Because that's one verse that kept me on track through a lot of my working years, because there were a lot of times I felt like I was being kind and doing things for people that would not return the favor to me. I wasn't doing it for them. I was doing it for the Lord. That's what He requires of His teammates. If you're going to be on His team. And I am. So I hope that for my grandchildren. A little lesson from the life of Pops. Look around. See who needs a hand. And know that it's not always going to be appreciated, but you're not doing it just for them. You're doing it for the Lord too. And I will wait for the day when I can point at them. Give them one of those. That'll be very, very good for me. And I hope for them too. So, if this meant anything to you, well, I don't know why. Maybe I'll gain more followers and maybe I won't. You know how I roll. This is for my grandchildren anyway, but if you want to follow along, I'd appreciate that. Share it. You know how it works. If not, that's cool too. I'll be back. See ya.